Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mossy Pine Ranch at Elmcreek. We have reached episode number 19 and are now in June. Starting at the sheep today because you might notice we have a few more. That's right, some of our sheep have given birth, so you can see that we've got a duplication of the types of sheep. So as an example, we've got two sets of Stein Schaff here, and one set is cheaper than the other, and that is because they are now younger. So yeah, I can't remember whether this would have happened recently or in a previous session, but we definitely bred some sheep. So we've got more than what we started with now, and that is good, as they will be contributing towards the wool production when they are ready to, which is fantastic. And we have a couple of pallets here and one half full, so we are going to need to do a trip to the sell point to sell that wool at some point. But today we are going to be able to sell our soybean. We're now in June, which is the peak price for soybean, and I've been waiting to sell that soybean from our sort of first large harvest of the ranch, and that's going to keep us busy as the barley is not yet ready. If we take a look at the map, the grass which we mowed last time is nearing the last stage of growth, or nearing ready for harvest, and then the barley is in the last stage of growth. So I'm hoping that's going to be ready tomorrow, as if we look at the calendar, barley is harvestable in this time of year, so it's going to creep into July when we harvest it in the next session. But nonetheless, that means today we have to keep ourselves busy, and the first thing we are going to do is get that soybean sold. So I'm going to hop in the case, as I've got 19,000 litres of soybean to haul, and I'm going to use the class trailer actually, because it's all going to fit in that smaller trailer, and I'm going to take it to the train station, as the Goldcrest Valley, which we can only sell via train, is where the best price is. So let's park up. There we go, 19,702 litres, and Goldcrest Valley is the best price at 4,219, and it's now stagnated, so we better get it there quickly. But that is above the peak value here of 3,759, so yeah, we're doing well for that price. So let's hop in the case and get the class trailer, load the soybean up, and then get it over to Goldcrest Valley. I'm going to see to that, and I'll see you in a short while. Right, so we have dropped off our 19,000 litres of soybean at the Goldcrest Valley depot, and we can go down here to rent the train. It costs us $250, I think, from recollection, but let's take a look. Right, okay, so it's rent train for $1,000 per hour, so I think it might have gone up since I last looked. Yeah, we can rent the train, and it's going to arrive soon. There it goes. So let's see if we can hop into it. Oh yes, there we go. So I will fire it up, and we want to take one of the containers along to where we can then deposit in soybean at the spout. Brake on. It responds like a train, this. It doesn't have sharp braking. There we go, I think we are lined up. So, we should be able to load our soybean. And then that's loading up nicely. Cool. So, Goldcrest Valley, I think we just need to throw it in a reverse. Where are we? We're down here, and yes, Goldcrest Valley is here. So yeah, what's quite nice is you drop it off at the Grain West silo, you have the opportunity to rent the train, and then you can shunt it backwards into Goldcrest Valley. So obviously built for when you've got much larger quantities, but nonetheless works nicely for selling our soybean at the best price. There we go. The train will now drive to the Goldcrest Valley and will return on the other side of the map. Do you want the train to sell the loaded goods in Goldcrest Valley? Yes. There we go. So $83,657. And it cost us $32 to lease the vehicle, as we had it much less than an hour. So that is really good. And the funds are looking good. $198,000, $460. So back to the tractor we go, and what is nice is that has now given us the funds to buy our harvester that we are going to need for our barley harvest. So I'm going to head over to the store and purchase these motorists. To be fair, that was probably me not looking out. Hopefully no damage. They didn't want to exchange insurance, so I think they're alright. Yep, let's head over to the store and hopefully not incur any more accidents. Okay, so we are at the store, the dealership, and we are going to purchase our new harvester. Now this is one I have selected, and I'm very pleased it came about, because I was starting to worry that the next harvester up from the Class Dominator was going to be very expensive. However, this case axial flow has come up and is very, very reasonably priced. You can get a 2-wheel drive variant or a 4-wheel drive variant, and is a perfect fit for Elmcreek. I think we're going to push the boat out and get the 4-wheel drive one. So here it is in all its glory, and I think we're going to try, because we've got the money, and push the boat out with what we can upgrade it to. So the bin, we can get an XL extension, an extension. I think I'm going to go for... Yeah, I think I'm going to go just for the standard extension, as that looks a little bit better from my point of view. Wheel brand will keep as is. You can get the big jewels, but they cost quite a bit of money, and also they make the harvester a lot more trickier to negotiate some of the roads. So I'm going to keep them as standard, and when you look at it, the surface area of the jewels versus the standard wheels is not too dissimilar, so that's alright. Logos, I think we can get some nice logos in here. Yeah, why not? Side protectors set to all already, so that's good. Engine setup, it's going to cost us $1,500 to bump it up to 305 horsepower from 285, so let's do that. Auger, we are going to get the long auger just to make unloading a little bit easier, especially when we've got a wide header, which I am planning to get. Main colours, obviously we're going to keep that as case colouring. And then license plate, of course we must get Mossy Pine Ranch. And in case red, of course. So that is looking pretty good and at a very, very fair price of $73,590. So let's buy it. And here it is, our case harvester with a lovely Mossy Pine reg on it. So yeah, it is the 2588 and has 305 horsepower, the case axial flow. Brilliant. Let's jump in and fire her up. Oh yes, sounds very beastly. And oh, one thing I didn't notice is the hopper we got on the top unfolds quite nicely. Look at that. Very cool animation. Nice. Okay, so we need to get a header now, and I really am going to push the boundaries on this one. I have done some testing, and I think we can go for the biggest header that is on offer. So we're going to scroll right past the 25 foot, the 28 foot, the 41 foot, and we're going to go for the 45 foot. And I have tested it. It seems to run well, so that is good. And that is going to offer us 45 feet or 13.7 meters of width, which is pretty good. Benefits to this is it comes with a trailer built into the header. So if we were to go for the one below, the 41 foot, that would cost us $70,000, so we'd get a saving there. But we'd probably have to spend around sort of $15,000 to buy a trailer. So I'd much rather go for the bigger width and have the trailer included. And I did a bit of research, and for this harvester, I have seen that they do attach a 39 foot header. That is done. I've seen it online. So for us to push it to 45 foot, I don't think is too unrealistic. Obviously, it is pushing it to its limits, and it could struggle uphill if it was sort of managing a header width of this. But yeah, we're lucky that we're in Elmcreek, which is pretty flat. So yeah, we are going to upgrade from one of the smallest headers, the Class Dominator, and going straight up to the 13.7 meter 45 foot Terraflex Draper. 89,000. That's a bit of a sting. But here it is, the header, and yeah, it cost more than the harvester, which is fun. But yes, looking at it, it looks to be big, but not too out of proportion for the harvester, so that's pretty good. Right, so obviously I want to test this bad boy out, but we haven't got any barley that's harvestable yet, so I am going to see about some contracts. And there are two harvesting contracts here, field 35 and 47. They're only small, but they're going to be good for us to test out. So we're going to accept both of them. There we go, so we've got 35 and 47 active, and I think they are both barley. So yeah, we're practicing barley harvesting. So I'm going to get the header hitched up to the back of the harvester. I better actually fold it back up whilst we're in transport mode, and let's get this hitched up. Oh, I've gone past it. There we go, and we can get the beacons on, as we are definitely a wide and long load. So let's have a look at fields and see where we're going. Okay, we're here. Field 47 is closest, and then field 35 is over here. So we'll do 47 first. So let's get there. Right, so here we are at the first field. I am going to do an about turn here so we can line up the header for starting the harvest. Okay, we can unhitch, do the beacons off, And yeah, we can get this unfolded. Right, so let's get this almighty header hitched up. And you'll notice that when we lifted that, it didn't pull it too far forward. So let's get the header folded up, wheels tucked away, and then I'm just going to try and line up nice and over to the left hand side so we can start our harvesting. Okay, so switched on, harvester down, and let's go. Don't want to be collecting straw, I'm just going to scatter it. And here we go, harvesting the barley in our first contract field. It's not going to take us long because we've got such a wide width of header. First row done. Let's lift it up, do a little turn, and head in for the headland. This is looking good. Just getting my bearings. And it's running at a cool 6 miles an hour, so happy that it can run the header comfortably. Excellent. Right, I'm going to get this done, and I'm also going to probably get the other field done in the same bit, and I will need to grab the tractor from the dealership with the trailer so I can complete the sale of the crop to the sell points and complete the contracts. So I will see you in a short while. And we're back. So that is the first field harvested, and yeah, we've deposited the barley to the Johnson's Farmers Market, and we've also got the harvester transported over here for the next field. So let's hop in and hitch her up. There we go, and get the header folded nicely, and also the harvester unfolded. So, I was just taking a interesting look at the level of progress it says that we've done for these two contracts. Now, because they're both open, they're both barley, and they're both selling at the Johnston's Farmers Market, there's some interesting stats. So it's saying we've delivered 80% of the barley to the Johnston's Farmers for field 47, which we did first. But then it's saying that we've done 17% of this second contract. So I'm hoping the combination of these two is going to work out properly. I have seen and heard of some glitches with harvesting whereby it doesn't quite know the yield of the field and you can't ever complete the contract. One of my followers and someone who I follow as well, Feldin, who has a channel, has shown in a video before that particular issue with harvesting contracts, but I'm hoping that's been fixed. But it could plague us because I am running sort of the base game version of Elmcreek. I started this map when the game first came out, and as it's not a new map, or like we've not reset the map since there's been updates to the game, it could have that issue still existing in there, but not entirely sure, so we will wait and see till the end. But just in case at the end we can't complete the contracts, I am forewarning, but I'm hoping we can. And even if we don't, we've served the community by helping out our farmers, our fellow farmers, and we've also got some great practice on our new case harvester. And one thing I noticed in the first field harvest is the spreading of the chopped up barley stalks is not as wide as the header's width, so it does look quite interesting. On a field you get these strips where it coats the field with what it chops up, but that's not as wide as the header. So yeah, you're probably supposed to run a header that's as wide as it can spread, but never mind. We are pushing the limits, as we always do on the series. We want the best that we can get. The header is running fine, so I'm happy, and I'm sure somewhere this harvester is running a header probably nearly as wide as this, but let me know if you know. Cool, so let's crack on with this harvest, and left the trailer conveniently over there so we can deposit as we go past. And I'm going to get this done and see you when we are done. There we go. So we actually got a bit of extra harvest income and both contracts completed. So I was worrying about nothing there, and yeah, we've been able to get enough from the fields to complete the harvest. But I know that the issue of not being able to collect enough from the field was plaguing some people in the early versions of the game. But there we go. We've earned few $1,000s from contracts, and then another couple thousand from some excess crop. As always, some of the local farmers don't quite know the full yields of their field, so there's sometimes a little bit spare left over for us. But I am going to return the tractor and the trailer to the farm, and then I'm going to go grab our harvester, which is sat under the underpass. I don't want it to sit there for too long, it might get graffitied or stolen. Coming up on the ranch, and it's just dawned on me, where on earth are we going to park this beast? I'm going to have to find a treed area for us to put the header, and the harvester can probably live up near the farmhouse for now, but we are going to have to get some more shed space. The ranch is starting to be outgrown by the size of equipment we are purchasing. But let's see if we can find some handy places to park. So the header can live there, and I'm eyeing up a bit of a space next to this silo here, where the harvester can be tucked away from prying eyes and from a bit of sun and rain. There we go. But yep, we are in desperate need of some more space. Okay, so that's some harvesting done. Can't wait to harvest the barley with our new harvester. But we are now jumping back in the case, and I've got the larger trailer hitched up. As you've probably guessed it, we've got another silage run to do. I'm hoping that we would have got all of the grass in the silo fermented into silage, and we can then do another run to the BGA. You would notice the funds have trickled up, and that's not just because of the contracts, but that's because we've got some silage processing at the BGA, and it has been processing since our 3 AM run there last night. So yeah, we've got another run to go, and this is going to help recoup some of the funds from our harvester purchase. Great, so we've got no grass left, but we have 50,000 litres of yummy silage, which we can take over to the BGA and get that processing. The barley is looking nearly ready. Cannot wait to harvest that. And I'm so pleased we were able to find the case, and it matches our case tractor, and yeah, fits in well at the ranch with the old colour scheme. Now, whilst I'm on the way to the BGA, I do want to talk to you about some expansion plans. And yeah, we need to really sort of grow the ranch. We need some more storage space, and we also need some more farmland in order to be able to get, you know, more output from the farm itself. And this field and area looks to be a good place to potentially do that expansion. It's got this sort of small yard area here, and the field has a bit of a point on it on this top edge, and we could sort of maybe cut into that a little bit to expand the yard and really give the ranch some storage space, and also potentially have a better place for our silage silo to go rather than it being on the hilltop. If we take a look at the map and go over here, we can see that this area costs $429,744. That's quite a lot, and we would have to save up a good amount in order to buy that and still have enough money to run the farm. But I am going to look to try a mod which is the variable field costs, and it looks to be quite handy, and if you keep an eye on the field prices, you can sometimes get them at a discount, and the individuals who own them have different temperaments and you know, different needs at different times, so we could potentially get a bargain on a new field. But yep, that is a wishful thinking expansion plan, and yeah, we will see how we get on. But if something else crops up that's going to be better for expanding the farm, then we'll look to pursue that instead. But yeah, that's my thoughts about how we build upon the ranch, expand our land, and that field is pretty massive. I remember we did a contract for cultivating it, so we could, with the size of equipment we've got now, the planter and the harvester, do a pretty good job at dealing with that level and size of farming. So exciting, and got lots to do to get to that sort of position. But one thing that's going to help is getting this silage to the BGA. BGA bound, and here we are. I'm going to go for this bin this time. I always reverse up to that first bin, so we're going to give the second bin some love. In it goes. Fantastic. So that's another 50,000 odd litres in the BGA. If we take a look at the productions, yep, I think the BGA had just run down the last of the previous load, and now we're back up to 50,000. So that's going to process, and we've got some good stores of digestate coming back in. We might have to do another tanker run to get it to the farm, as after we harvest the barley, we're going to have to prep that field again, and digestate will be good to use. Also, when we next do our field prep, I'm going to look at doing some precision farming, which is a mod that has come out. I've used it in FS19 and it is pretty good, so I am going to give it a try in FS22 and see what it's like. But yeah, we can deactivate the fermenting silo at the farm now, so we don't incur any more production costs. We'll leave the BGA running so we can get the proceeds from that. Right, so anything left to do is to head back to the farm, park up the trailer, and that is it for today. We're finishing a little bit early on the clock, but yeah, we started a little bit earlier than we normally do thanks to the summer light, and yeah, it's been quite a busy day. We checked in on our sheep where we've had some births, and we sold our soybean to the Goldcrest Valley via the train, which was exciting. Got some good proceeds from that, which enabled us to buy our new case axial flow harvester with a rather large header. You might think the header is a bit too large. I think that as well, but I really do want to push to try and get it as big as it can be for the growth potential, and it's running, so to me that's it, good, and ready to rock and roll. So yeah, we did some harvesting contracts with our barley not yet able to be harvested, but that will come in the next session. Yep, I look forward to harvesting our barley when we can. But we managed to do our harvest contracts in the meantime to give us some good practice on the new harvester. And lastly, we sold our silage to get that processing and earn some good money back. But that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed watching. A big thank you for your views, likes and subscribes. If you've got any tips, tricks or things you'd like me to do, then feel free to leave a comment. And if you haven't liked or subscribed yet, then please consider doing so. It greatly supports my channel and its visibility, so I really do appreciate any support you can give. Back at the ranch, and all there's left to say is I hope to see you again next time, and until then, I'll catch you later. Cheers all. Bye bye.